Salam Israel, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatham to the brothers, Yahweh Shemal Latham by Shem Yahweh Shah to the sisters. I'm Priest and Officer Karan Yala, the ISUBK, and this is the Monday night history class for the ISUBK Sacramento page. All right. So today we're gonna go over the history of Fourth of July. Right. Fourth of July is a day where Americans celebrate their independence to, I believe it's Great Britain. I got an article right here though, so we're gonna get into the article. All right. Fourth of July, Independence Day. All right. The Fourth of July, also known as Independence Day or July 4th, has been a federal holiday in the United States since 1941. But the tradition of Independence Day celebrations go back to the 8th century and the American Revolution. On July 2nd, 1776, the uh, the Continental Congress voted in favor of independence, and 2 days later, delegates from the 13 colonies adopted the Declaration of Independence, a historic document drafted by Thomas Jefferson. From 1776 to the present day, July 4th has been celebrated as the birth of American independence, with festivities ranging from fireworks, parades, and concerts to more casual family gatherings and barbecues. The 4th of July, 2022 is on Monday, July 4th, 2022. Right. The history of Independence Day. When the initial battles in the Revolutionary War broke out in April 1775, few colonists desired complete, Salaki, few colonists desired complete independence from Great Britain, and those who died were considered radical. By the middle of the following year, however, more colonists had come to favor independence thanks to growing hostility against Britain and the spread of revolutionary sentiments such as those expressed in the best-selling pamphlet Common Sense, published by Thomas Paine in early 1776. Okay, so these colonists, which these is Caucasian men, just like the men that run Britain. You understand? It said that at first they didn't even really want independence uh until so let me read that again. It said like, when the initial battles in the Revolutionary War broke out in April 1775, few colonists desired complete independence from Great Britain, and those who did were considered radical, right? So only a few of these colonists, only a few of these Caucasian men that came over here and raped, robbed, and slaughtered Native American Indians and brought blacks over here to be slaves to them. Only a few of them wanted independence from Great Britain. And the reason why the only few of them wanted independence from Great Britain is because they got sent over here by Great Britain, like, to begin with. You understand? This is where they come from. This is where all their family members are at. You understand? By the middle of the following year, however, many more colonists had come to favor independence thanks to the growing hostility against Britain and the spread of revolutionary sentiments such as those expressed in the best-selling pamphlet Common Sense, published by Thomas Paine in early 1776. So these Caucasians that were sent over here from Great Britain, they eventually started wanting to be independent because if they independent from Great Britain, then they can take all of this wealth, you understand, this land that they stole from the natives and do with it freely what they want to do with it freely. You understand? Slovakia. Meaning they don't have to pay taxes to Great Britain, or Great Britain can't get their share in the work that they put in slaughtering and raping and robbing and pillaging our Native American brothers and sisters, right? Mind you, this is in the 1700s, right? On June 7th, when the Continental Congress met at the Pennsylvania State House, later Independence Hall in Philadelphia, the Virginia delegate Richard Henry Lee introduced a motion calling for the colony's independence. Amid heated debate, Congress postponed the votes on Lee's resolution but appointed a five-man committee, including Thomas Jefferson of Virginia, John Adams of Massachusetts, Roger Sherman, Connecticut, Benjamin Franklin of Pennsylvania, and Robert R. Livingston of New York to draft a formal statement justifying the break with Great Britain. Now you see the names of these prominent great figures, or these are the so-called American founding forefathers. Well, all these damn devils owned slaves. Every last one of them had a hand in slavery. You understand? This is us celebrating the independence of our slave master, not having to pay taxes to some other oppressors that sent them over here to rape, rob, and murder us. Let's read on. On July 2nd, the Continental Congress voted in favor of Lee's resolution for independence in a near unanimous vote. The New York delegation abstained, but later voted affirmatively. On the day John Adams wrote to his wife Abigail that July 2nd will be celebrated being succeeding generation by succeeding generations, Salaki, as the great anniversary festival, and that the celebration should include pomp and parade, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, illuminations from one end of this continent to the other. You understand? Like us celebrating 4th of July and the independence of this country is an idea of our slave masters on them being independent from the other oppressors that sent them over here to pillage this country. You understand? Salakia. Early 4th of July celebrations and traditions. In pre-revolutionary years, colonists had held annual celebrations of the king's birthday, which traditionally included the ringing of bells, bonfires, processions, and speech making. By contrast, during the summer of 1776, some colonists celebrated the birth of independence by holding mock funerals for King George III as a way of symbolizing the end of the monarchy's hold on America and the triumph of liberty. You understand? Like these oppressors, they understand being independent from a people that's oppressing them, unlike blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. They went so far as to celebrate mock funerals for King George III, which was a king over Britain around the time that the 4th of July was instituted in America. You understand? Festivals included concerts, bonfires, parades, and the firing of cannons and muskets, usually accompanied the first public readings of the Declaration of Independence beginning immediately after its adoption. Philadelphia held the first annual commemoration of independence on July 4th, 1777, while Congress was still occupied with the ongoing war. You understand? Like when you look at 4th of July in the ghetto, we do exactly what the oppressor does. You understand? We have festivals, we have barbecues. You understand? Like black, Latino, and Native American men actually get in the street and shoot guns in the air on 4th of July. And this is where it comes from. I'm gonna read that again. It's a festivals included concerts, bonfires, parades, and the firing of cannons and muskets. You niggas with these guns shooting on 4th of July, you understand, in the middle of the street, like idiots, y'all get this from your oppressor and y'all don't even know it. You do know that 4th of July was constructed by so-called white men. You understand? To celebrate their independence from the British Empire, from Great Britain. You understand? Let me read some more on this. George Washington ensued double rations of rum to all his soldiers to mark the anniversary of independence in 1778 and 1781. Several months before the key American victory at the Battle of Yorktown, Massachusetts, became the first state to make July 4th an official state holiday. After the Revolutionary War, Americans continued to commemorate Independence Day every year in celebrations that allow the new nation's emerging political leaders to address citizens and create a feeling of unity. By the last man, hold on, let me read that again. In celebrations that allow the new nation's emerging political leaders to address citizens and create a feeling of unity. You understand? They came up with 4th of July so they can feel with the leaders and the citizens to feel like they was all in unity. But where was black people during 4th of July? You understand? Nigga, we was in chains. We was in chattel slavery, hard bondage. They was still cutting off our legs, cutting off our rods, cutting off our arms. You understand? Hanging us and burning us and having picnics. This is where the term picnic come from, right? They'll pick a nigga and hang him on a tree, and they'll sit back and watch you and eat sandwiches and chips and be merry about your death. You understand? Salakia. Let me see if I read some more. The first fireworks were used as early as 200 BC. The tradition of setting off fireworks on the 4th of July began in Philadelphia on July 4th, 1777, during a forced organized celebration of Independence Day. Mind you, this is the 1700s. You know what I'm saying? Like, black people, with like General Hodge just bought out, that black people haven't slavery hasn't been abolished until slavery wasn't truly abolished until I believe the general said 2013 or 2015, something like that. You understand? But this is even before the Emancipation Proclamation. You understand? We still are in chains while these damn oppressors is sitting up here celebrating their independence from a country that paid these devils to come over here to rape, rob, and slaughter our brothers and sisters, the so-called Native American Indians, right? Salakia. Ships cannons fired a 13-gun salute in honor of the 13 colonies. The Philadelphian, Salakia, the Pennsylvanian Evening Post reported a night that was a grand exhibition of fireworks, which began and concluded the 13 rockets on the commons, and the city was beautifully illuminated. The same night, the Sons of Liberty set off fireworks over Boston Common. You understand? You got blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on fireworks every year to celebrate America being separate from Great Britain. But you niggas was in chains in 1776. July 4th, 1776, America America being freed from the oppression of Great Britain had nothing to do with blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We still had to pick that cotton. We still had to raise up these goddamn devil's children. You understand? And we still had to suffer hell in this country. We still was getting our feet chopped off. You understand? We still had to live in them slave quarters and eat slop and wear masters hand-me-downs if we was lucky. You understand? The 4th of July is not nothing for blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans to be celebrated. You understand? Like, when did America give our Native brothers and sisters independence from their goddamn oppressors? We still live in a land of our captivity. Like, what's the point of celebrating 4th of July when 4th of July has nothing to do with blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans? Our true Independence Day is the Passover, you understand, hosted by Commander General Yana and the ISUPK every year around the springtime. You understand? Let's pipe it up for Passover and the great glorious Passover that we had in February this year. You understand? And for the years to come, right? Our independence as blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we have a similar celebration of Independence Day. Our Independence Day is the Lord severing us from Egypt. is the Lord getting us out of hard bondage and getting us out of chains in Egypt. We ain't got up out of hard bondage and out of these chains in America. You understand? Because when they took the chains off our bodies physically in 1865, damn near 100 years after and Salakia, I just did a class on it. They didn't even tell brothers and sisters that they was free from slavery till like a year after the Emancipation Proclamation was drawn up and put into law. You understand? But for a whole year, we still set in chains. Salakia, for a whole 100 years, damn near 100 years, we still set in chains while these damn devils drunk wine and whiskey and pop fireworks because they didn't have to pay a tribute to Great Britain anymore, and they was free to rape, rob, and pillage this country without having to pay any taxes. You understand? Like blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you ought to be a goddamn ashamed of yourself celebrating 4th of July. You understand? You ought to be ashamed of yourself because your people have nothing to do with 4th of July. 4th of July wasn't independence for you. We were still in hellish conditions. They were still raping our mothers and sisters and daughters. We were still getting our children sold from one plantation unto the other on July 4th, 1776. Like, and you like the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. I can imagine how happy they were for getting independence from Great Britain, and I can imagine how much raping, you understand, and slaughtering of black people that they did that day, right? Like, of course, they celebrating the mock funeral of a king down there in Great Britain during 4th of July. But imagine what they did to blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans during the 4th of July in 1776. I know they was raping the hell out of our women and men and our children. You understand? Beating the skin off of our backs at an all-time high. Just having your way with your slaves and having your way with the money that you received in this country for you raping and robbing and pillaging this country. But the Lord is going to deal with you how he dealt with the armies of Egypt. The Lord is going to destroy America because these people that run America, they made so much money and wealth off us and destroyed blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans so much, you understand, that we have to come in the ISUBK up under Commander General Rihanna to even learn our culture. And the Lord is going to destroy you damn devils for this. You understand? But Salaki, I'm going to drop this article. Let's get into these scriptures, right? The first scripture I want to pull is Amos 5:21. The Lord hates 4th of July. You understand? That's not Independence Day for the Lord's people. If you really think about it, I'm sure 4th of July I'm sure slavery for blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans got way worse after 4th of July. Just think about it. Your oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of already. He ain't got to pay no tribute. They probably turned it up on us in them slave quarters after 4th of July. After they received their independence, it was more raping, you understand, more slaughtering, more killing, more hangings, more cotton picking, more feeding our children to animals. Feeding them to alligators, right? This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I hate, the Lord said he hates, right? I despise your feast days. What's 4th of July? 4th of July is a feast day. The Lord said he hates, he despises your feast days. You understand? He despises the feast days that we take on to want to be like these goddamn heathens. You understand? Salakia. And I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. The Lord said, us celebrating our feast days, the ones that he gave us in the Bible, and us cooking clean animals, it's like a sweet savor unto him. You understand? And then look at 4th of July. On the 4th of July, we're going to celebrate this oppressor's feast day, and we're going to eat just like that oppressor. You're going to eat that pork, that shrimp, that crab, that lobster. Niggas is going to be cooking shrimps and crabs on a goddamn barbecue on 4th of July, right? Salaki, let me drop that, get Proverbs 3:31. Salaki. The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor. You understand? Don't be jealous of your goddamn oppressor, right? Don't be sitting up here and looking at 4th of July and how you want to be so much a part of this. You understand? And how you feel like you are all American. The Lord said, envy thou not the oppressor. Don't be jealous of how your oppressor has been prosperous and enslaving you, right? And choose none of his ways. And furthermore, choose none of his ways. You understand? Choose none of his ways, right? Don't choose 4th of July to celebrate. Don't eat that pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster on 4th of July. When 4th of July hit, man, I'm damn near gonna eat a couple noodles with my kids. Like I'm gonna do the complete opposite on 4th of July, right? On the 4th of July, I'm gonna read the story of the Passover to my children and teach them that this is our independence, not these goddamn devils that got a independence from Great Britain, and now they want to celebrate by popping fireworks and shooting musket guns in the air when we still slaves. That ain't got nothing to do with us. You understand? Salakia. Let's go to the book of Leviticus, the 11th chapter. The Lord said, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. You understand? Don't choose your oppressor's ways on that 4th of July. Because what you gonna cook on that grill? You gonna cook pork ribs. It's gonna be shrimps. It's gonna be crabs. It's gonna be lobsters. You understand? You gonna want to live a good old time, right? This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever parteth the hoof and in cloven footed, whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. You understand? We have a certain characteristic of animals that we can eat according to how the Lord created it and how the Lord built the animal. You understand? I'm gonna drop down to verse 7. And the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. The Lord said, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we can't eat no goddamn pork. And that's exactly what's going on that grill on the 4th of July. You're gonna eat pork ribs, you understand, pulled pork sandwiches, all type of abominations. Let's get some more. Verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. Verse 10. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. The Lord said the only thing that you can eat that comes out of a water has to have scales and fins. The only thing that you can eat that comes out of a water is a goddamn fish with scales and fins. You cannot eat a catfish. It has no scales. You can't eat no tuna. It has no scales. If you got a question on whether the fish has scales or not, or is the scales visible enough for you to eat, think about what happened in Moses' time. You understand? If you got to look at a fish with a magnifying glass to be able to see if it got scales, then you shouldn't eat that goddamn fish, because Moses didn't have no goddamn magnifying glass. Moses would have looked at that fish like, yeah, I don't see no scales on it. That's unclean. You understand? And furthermore, a shrimp, a crab, and a lobster, those don't have scales. You understand? A crab has neither scales nor fins. You understand? A lobster has neither scales nor fins. Yeah, a shrimp got a fin, but it ain't got no scales. You understand? That's an abomination unto you. You understand? As well as us celebrating 4th of July and wanting to be like our goddamn oppressor. That's against our culture. You understand? 4th of July ain't for blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And neither is the festivities that go on in 4th of July. As far as you going to these parades and having family cookouts, slathering pork ribs with barbecue sauce and cooking all that goddamn shrimp, crab, and lobster on the grill with butter, lime, and garlic and all type of weird stuff going on. You understand? That is not our culture. I'm going to drop that We'll go to Micah chapter 2 and 10, right? Live here. Mm, the book of Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. America is not our rest, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We shouldn't be sitting back on 4th of July feeling patriotic and feeling like, oh, this is a good time to sit back and have a good barbecue with the family and enjoy the festivities of America being independent from Great Britain. This is not our place of rest. We need to arise and depart out of the mind frame of being in America. You understand? Salakia. Salakia. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with a sword destruction. America is polluted. You understand that? This is a polluted place that is built off of the backs of blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans and the blood of our forefathers, right? This is a polluted place. I'm gonna read that again. Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. This is a polluted goddamn place. This place is polluted. This place is a place where they celebrate the independence of one oppressor being independent from another oppressor and not having to pay tribute for raping, robbing, and murdering a whole group of people that's up under their feet. You understand? This place is polluted. Salakia. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. 4th of July is going to destroy so many blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? 4th of July, black people are going to be murdered on 4th of July. They're going to eat all these abominations. They're going to get pissy drunk. They're going to go to a club, go to a barbecue. Like, mark my words. In Chicago, in Oakland, in Philadelphia, a lot of people are going to be murdered on 4th of July. You know why? Because it happens every year. Like it's common sense. This happens every year. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, they have barbecues outside. These niggas is in gangs. They from one part of town and they don't like some brothers from another part of town. And what they do, they wait on them to go have a 4th of July barbecue and festivities outside at a public park. And what happens? Niggas drive over there and shoot the spot up. Or they go to a club the night of 4th of July if it's on the weekend, or it might be on a weekday, and somebody catch one of their ops at the club and smoke him in front of the club. You understand? We're gonna be destroyed. You understand? On top of that, years of eating all these goddamn abominations that you're gonna find on 4th of July, you're gonna get gout, heart disease, high blood pressure. You understand? Diabetes. You're gonna have to get your leg amputated like Big Mama off Soul Food because she couldn't stay away from them goddamn hog mogs and them black eyed peas. She couldn't stay away from them fried pork chops, you understand, and putting lard in the cornbread. She couldn't stay away from none of that. So her foot had to get amputated and she ended up dying. You understand? And that's what's gonna happen to blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans if we don't wake the hell up. Right? I'm gonna drop that. Let's go to Deuteronomy 7 and 6, right? This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. We holy and separate. You understand? Holy, the word holy means separate. I'm not the same as a Caucasian man or East Indian man. So I shouldn't be celebrating the same holidays as them. You understand? Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are not the same as Asian people or Tongans and Samoans. So I shouldn't dress like them. You understand? They like blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You need to see more brothers in Mitris. You need to see more brothers in war scarves and crowns on their head. You understand? We need to see more of our sisters in modest apparel with veils on their face and all the ornaments to beautify themselves to make them look like modest, beautiful women because this is our culture. Our women shouldn't be running around with skimpy clothes on, dressed like a goddamn whore. That's the culture of the oppressor. The first strippers, the first porn stars, and the first the first promiscuous women. You understand? These was Caucasian women. You understand? These was women of other nations that our women are trying to be like because they envy the oppressor and they choosing the oppressor's ways, right? Salakia. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. We got to be a special people, Israel. You can't call yourself special or different or somebody to be revered, not like everybody else, if you're going to partake in 4th of July, just like your goddamn slave master. You understand? Like, you got sisters out here that be calling themselves, "Oh, I'm a black queen." You got brothers that said call themselves, "Yeah, I'm a king, man. I'm a young king out here." Woo, woo, woo. And my question to them was, if you're a king or if you're a queen, why in the hell would you celebrate the goddamn holidays of your slave master? A king would never do that. A queen would never do that. A prince or a princess would never do that. You understand? If you're a king, stand up and come into the ISUBK up under Commander General and rule your household like a king is supposed to. Don't sit up there and just keep adhering to these holidays and Christmas and 4th of July and all this nonsense that's not our culture. That's not king like. You understand? That's not being a stand-up dude for your nation if you sitting up here envying your oppressor and choosing all of his goddamn ways. You being a slave. You being a servant. You following an oppressor that don't give a goddamn about you. You understand? But Salakia, uh, above all people that are upon the face of the earth, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're not above all people when you celebrate 4th of July like your goddamn oppressor. You're not above all people when y'all coming together and celebrating Christmas and saying this is Jesus Christ's birthday and I'm a part of America and I'm a patriot. Nah, you're not above people. You're on the same level as these goddamn people. And the Lord wants us to be better than these Caucasians. The Lord wants you to be better than the East Indian. The Lord wants you to be better than the Asian. The Lord has chose you to be better than these nations. You understand? Salaki, I'm gonna drop that. Uh, uh, get Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1. This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Listen to these words that the Lord is speaking to you, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, through the mouth of the prophets up in the ISUBK up under Commander General since 1969. All right. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. The Lord said, don't learn the way of these heathens. You understand? Don't teach your children to celebrate these goddamn holidays that your oppressor is going to celebrate. You understand? You got blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans sitting up here being a part of this culture that's been built off of slaughtering us. Every 5, 10 years, you got some big head Negro that's a religious leader or got somewhat of a social status in this country amongst blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans because they're an entertainer saying, "Oh man, this is gonna push black people back 100 years." Well, every time you niggas celebrate 4th of July, we getting pushed back 200s of years. You understand? Every time you celebrate 4th of July, you're putting yourself back in 1776. And where was you in 1776? You was a goddamn slave. You had to work in the slave quarters and fill your quota of picking cotton and growing their fruits and tending to their animals and feeding they little ugly big head babies. You understand? Like you set yourself back in Master's house every time you throw some pork ribs on that grill and buy them goddamn fireworks. Right? Salakia. I'm gonna drop that. Get Revelation 18 and 4. Because blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, You got to understand, we're not going to get out of these conditions that we in by marrying unto this oppressor. Deuteronomy 7:3 says, and make no marriages with them. You understand? Don't marry these heathen nations. That's physical marriage and that's spiritual marriage. Because what's going to happen? We're going to start worshiping their gods. We're going to start worshiping their holidays. We're going to start acting and thinking like the oppressor, right? It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven. This is the Lord speaking, saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Come out of the ideology of being a patriot or being an American citizen, and this is the land of the free and the home of the brave. Come out of that ideology. You understand? You got to come out of the ideology that God loves everybody and Jesus died for all of our sins. No, Zephaniah 2:1 says, gather ye together, O nation not desired. I can't gather together with my brothers and sisters that's Israelites just like me because I want to celebrate 4th of July. I'm trying to gather myself unto to being a part of America and the culture of these goddamn heathens. We can't gather together like they ask us all the time. Not us in general, but black people ask the question all the time. How do we rise up? How do we get out of this? You rise up from not doing what your goddamn oppressor has made you do for hundreds of years. You rise up by taking on your own culture, by loving your own people, by saying later for America. You understand? By saying, I don't care about the rest of these nations. I care about what's going on with my people. Everybody that celebrates 4th of July don't give a damn about blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Let me not get started on Thanksgiving. Ooh-wee. You hate natives if you celebrate Thanksgiving. You understand? You hate black people if you celebrate Independence Day because niggas was slaves in them slave quarters in 1776. You hate your people if you throwing pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster on that grill and about to pop fireworks on Monday. You understand? When 4th of July has nothing to do with you being free. 4th of July has nothing to do with blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans gaining any independence. We still in the land of our captivity. We still working these menial jobs. We still being paid minimum wage. Who in the projects? It's us. Who in the ghettos? It's us. Who number one in the welfare line? It's us. Who's number one in disease? It's us. And we're going to keep being number one in all of these hellish conditions in this damn empire if we don't wake the hell up and stop celebrating these holidays. If we don't stop trying to be like the oppressor and Salakia, if we don't stop trying to be like the oppressor and have a good time in America like how he's having a good time in America. America is not for blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You understand? This is not a place of our rest, like I just read in Micah 2:10. This place is not for us. You understand? Independence Day is not for a black man, nor his family, nor his brothers, nor his sisters. If I went to a family barbecue on 4th of July and asked one of my relatives, why do we celebrate 4th of July? Wasn't black people slaves in America on July 4th, 1776? They're going to say some dumb shit like Salahi. They're going to say some dumb stuff like, well, yeah, we were slaves, but if America didn't get independence, they probably don't even know the ins and outs of 4th of July. You'll tell a nigga like, yeah, this is about America getting independence from Great Britain. They don't give a damn about that. They just want to wear some nice clothes, eat some goddamn barbecue, pop some fireworks, and go have sex with a whore. That's exactly what Independence Day is for America. You understand? It's popping fireworks, getting drunk, going to go have sex with a whore, and saying, thank God I can do whatever the hell I want to in this country. You understand? Salakia. We'll drop that. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, right? This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, 4th of July, 1776, we was cursed in that city. You understand? We was cursed in them fields. We still cursed in these cities and in these fields. The tribe of Issachar is growing every goddamn fruit and vegetable that America has to offer. You understand? We all getting murdered in these inner cities. All the 12 tribes are getting murdered in these inner cities. But 4th of July is for our independence. 4th of July ain't helped not a nigga on planet Earth. You understand? Salakia. Salakia. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. All these black businesses getting shut down. But we celebrating 4th of July. Right? Come on, man. It's nonsense. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. Black lives matter. Aren't I not a man? Aren't I not a woman? You understand? We blind. We can't even see what's really going on. And we mad. Astonished at heart. Meaning, damn, like why is this? Why can't black people rise up? You can't rise up because you keep wanting to kiss your oppressors behind and be a part of his empire. You keep wanting to celebrate 4th of July and pop fireworks and eat pork ribs just like he does on 4th of July. You understand? Salakia. Let me get to the meat of it. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. You understand? The Lord said he's going to send the children of Israel back into slavery. Egypt was a place that we was in slavery. You understand? Which Egypt comes from the Greek word Egyptos, which means bondage or slavery. The Lord said he's going to send us back into slavery on boats. Where are we going to slavery on boats? Right here to the Western Hemisphere. America, North America, South America, Central America, Trinidad and Tobago, Haiti, Jamaica, you understand? Canada, everywhere on the Western Hemisphere, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans came over here on boats and served slavery. And you know what happened during that slavery? Your oppressor had a revolution against his big brother in Great Britain, and he got free from being oppressed by his big brother in Great Britain, and you still was in slavery. Deuteronomy 28, chapter 68, was still your reality on July 4th, 1776. And it's still your reality on July 4th, 2022. You understand? Like, let me read that again. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more. By the way where Moses is speaking unto us, we shall see it no more. We ain't seen our goddamn homeland. We still are behind enemy lines in America, serving out the rest of our punishment because the Lord is trying to wake us the hell up on us coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments that we have to that we took an oath to keep in the Old Testament. The reason why we getting punished in America and the reason why we getting punished all over the goddamn world and being in slavery, because we actually took this oath, us, physically. This ain't the first time you lived on planet Earth. Your forefathers is you. That's why the Lord said he visits the iniquity to the children to the third and fourth generation. The reason why you have to suffer for what your forefathers did is because you are your goddamn forefathers. And your same goddamn family again, doing the same idiotic BS once again. This is why we celebrate 4th of July. This ain't like us celebrating 4th of July. This is why the Lord tell us over and over and over through these scriptures. Don't be like these other nations. Because we've been envying our oppressors, and we've been wanting to be like these other nations. When the book of Proverbs was written, America wasn't even thought of. When the Old and New Testament was already put together, America was not called America. You understand? Before the northern kingdom of the children of Israel came to come live over here, nobody ever lived in the Western Hemisphere before them. But you still had the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31, telling you to envy not your oppressor and don't choose his ways. because we've been wanting to be like these goddamn oppressors. You read about it in the book of Maccabees. You read about it in First Kings, Second Kings. You read about it all throughout the Bible. You read about it during Christ's time. In the book of Revelation, this is why the Lord is telling us to come out of her, my people. Come out of the ideology of being in a melting pot and coming together with these goddamn heathens. 4th of July is not what we're supposed to celebrate. The Lord gave us the Passover. That's our Independence Day as Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the true children of Israel. That's our Independence Day. You understand? 4th of July is an Independence Day for your goddamn slave master on him not having to pay taxes to his big brother so he can rape, rob, and murder you freely. Right? I'm going to drop that. Let's get Isaiah, the 30th chapter. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this class, man. This needs to be like our people need to understand where we err at. Our people need to understand what's actually going on with us and why we are in a messed up state of mind. You understand? Our people need to understand that 4th of July is not for us. You need to understand that your culture is not pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Your culture is lamb and unleavened bread with bitter herbs during the Passover. You understand? That is not your culture. All right? This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that taketh counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add to sin. Destruction unto these rebellious children. You understand? Let me read that again. Saith the Lord, that taketh counsel, but not of me. Like our people take counsel on where we hosting the 4th of July event this year. Who bringing the ribs? Who bringing the potato salad? They taking counsel, but this ain't of the Lord. You understand? Who got money on the fireworks for 4th of July? They taking counsel, but this counsel is not of the Lord. You understand? Salakia. And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit. You understand? Like Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, they cover with the covering of America. This goes back to the Garden of Eden. You understand? With Adam sowing figs leaves together and trying to hide amongst the trees. That's us taking on another culture and want to be like those people instead of being like our own self. And that's what you do when you celebrate 4th of July. You covering yourself with a covering of America. You covering yourself with the covering of your goddamn oppressor. You understand? Salakia. Verse 2. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. I just read to you, Egypt is America. You understand? Salakia. Let's go to Revelations chapter 11 and verse 8. I'm going to show you Egypt is America all over again. This is the book of Revelations chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. You understand? This great city is Sodom and Egypt. Homosexuality and slavery is here. It says where our Lord is crucified, where our King is crucified. Christ didn't physically die in America, but he's crucified every day when somebody wears a cross and say the blood of Jesus. He's crucified when you get a picture of white Jesus, when the scriptures say Christ was a black man from the tribe of Judah. You understand? Salakia. Let me read that again. Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 2. That walk to go down into Egypt and not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. We don't pray to the Lord. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans as a whole, we don't ask the Lord what we should do. We go down into Egypt, meaning take on their cultures and strengthen ourselves in the strength of Pharaoh. You strengthening yourself on 4th of July with barbecues and excessive liquor and dealing with whores. You understand? And Salakia and fireworks, because this is how Pharaoh gets down. This is how the king of America gets down. You strengthening yourself in being a patriot, being patriotic. You strengthening yourself to being an all American. You know what I'm saying? Independence Day is about my country. This is how blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans feel when this ain't your goddamn country, right? Salakia. Verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame. Ooh wee. The strength of Pharaoh is going to be our shame. 4th of July, the strength of Pharaoh is going to be our shame because these damn devils is not going to be in a neighborhood barbecuing bratwurst dogs and pork ribs and eating pulled pork sandwiches, and somebody just drive up and spray their whole goddamn family with bullets. That's not going to happen to them, but it's going to happen to us. It's going to happen to blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Trust and believe. 4th of July, you're going to hear about, and then right, they might start trying to call it a mass shooting because mass shootings usually happen at the hands of Caucasian men. So they might call it a mass shooting, but it ain't a mass shooting. It's just some niggas that slid over there on the block where they knew they ops was barbecuing that, and they just sprayed the block up trying to knock down anybody they see. You understand? That's what's gonna happen to us, right? Salakia, verse 3 at the top again. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Ooh wee. You're gonna be confused when they slide past your barbecue and kill your baby cousin because y'all still trying to celebrate 4th of July. You understand? You're gonna be confused on why black people keep dying every 4th of July weekend and why we can't have never no peace on 4th of July weekend. Because you strengthening yourself in Pharaoh. You strengthening yourself in the culture of living in Egypt, right? And not strengthening yourself and what the Lord wants you to be strong in, right? This is why our people die every year on 4th of July, right? You're going to be confused. Man, Granny never smoked cigarettes, so why she got cancer? She got cancer because she been eating that goddamn pig for 60 years. She got cancer because she been putting hog maws and the greens, and she been making the goddamn cornbread with lard for 60 something years, right? Verse 4. For his princes were at Zoan, and his ambassadors came to Hannes. Verse 5. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be in help, nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach. America cannot help you, Black, Latino, and Native American man. These Caucasians that run America, they can't help us. They not gonna help us. I'm gonna read that again. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them. Man, look, we gonna all be ashamed of these goddamn heathens that ain't profiting us. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans have received nothing for celebrating 4th of July. You understand? Salakia. Nor be in help nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach. You're gonna be ashamed when Christ cracked them skies and he comes slaughter you because you couldn't stop wrapping your legs. I mean, Salaki, wrapping your lips around that pork rib every 4th of July. You're gonna be ashamed that you at a concert with a whole bunch of white boys and y'all singing songs about America being great, about everybody living in a melting pot and everybody being one people in this goddamn empire. You're gonna be ashamed of that. And the reason why you're gonna be ashamed of it because Christ is going to kill you for that. You understand? Salaki, I'm gonna drop that. Let's go to John chapter 2 and verse 15. Salaki. So I wanna well, I think it's First John chapter 2 and 15. Salaki. Salaki. First John chapter 2 and 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Christians, Catholics, Muslims, all these weird religions that we are part of. I'm gonna read that again. First John chapter 2 and 15. Love not the world. The Lord said don't love the world. You understand? And what is the world? The world is when being in the world is you celebrating 4th of July. You want to be a part of the festivities of America because you want to have a good time, right? Reading on. Neither the things that are in the world. What's in the world? Pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, all these type of stuff that you're gonna have at these 4th of July celebrations. Whores, excessive liquor. You understand? The Lord said, "Love not the world, nor the things that are in the world." Right? So like it. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Right? If any man loves this world, then you don't love God. If you love to celebrate the 4th of July, you hate the Lord. You hate your people. You hate uh, uh, the idea of us coming up out of slavery and actually getting payback for what these goddamn devils did to us. You hate that. Verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but it is of the world. To celebrate 4th of July, Christmas, Thanksgiving, eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, going to these strip clubs, dealing with whores. You understand? Anything but being a priest in the ISUPK up under Commander General Yohana is the love of the world. You gonna indulge in all type of lust on 4th of July. You gonna like niggas is gonna pull up to their granny house, right? Eating barbecue, right? Smoking weed and cigarettes, getting drunk. Niggas might fight their cousin, all type of stuff. You understand? Because this place is a lust-filled place. You understand? This is what 4th of July is about. It's another celebration that your oppressor has to fulfill every lustful demon that he has. And blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that celebrate 4th of July with your oppressor, you're gonna do the exact same thing as your oppressor. You understand? You gonna do all the filth and the evilness that your oppressor would do on 4th of July because you want to be just like him. You understand? You love America. You love the ideology of I can do what I want in this empire. So when 4th of July comes, you're gonna buy the freshest new Jordans. You understand? You're gonna buy the fresh new Balenciaga shoes. You're gonna get you a nice outfit, right? You're gonna buy the best weed that you can find, right? You understand? You're gonna do whatever the hell you want to do to fulfill your lust on 4th of July, just like your goddamn oppressor. And you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna get murdered for doing it. You're gonna have a plate of pork ribs in your hand and baked beans with thick cut pork bacon in it, eating a plate like this, and they're gonna pull up on you and start shooting. You understand? They're gonna pull up on you and kill your little cousin that's 5, 6 years old because y'all teaching these children to love the oppressor and envy the ways of him and choose all of the ways of the oppressor to the demise of our people. You understand? Niggas is gonna get slaughtered on 4th of July, and it's gonna keep happening, right? You got niggas that just celebrated Juneteenth. Oh man, everybody that went to that Juneteenth festival, they getting ready for 4th of July right now. You mean to tell me niggas will celebrate Juneteenth, right? A holiday, another holiday given to you by your goddamn oppressor. You celebrating uh getting freed out of slavery on Juneteenth, right? Then less than 30 days later, you're going to celebrate the independence of your oppressor from his big brother on the day that you still was in chains. You niggas is backwards. Like black, Latino, and Native American people, we are destroyed. You understand? We destroyed. Like think about that. Every person, and we did interviews on Juneteenth. One of the questions that we asked in the interview was white people invited to the cookout now? You know how many black people said no? You know how many black people said no, they ain't invited to the cookout at my house? Meanwhile, these niggas is finna go celebrate 4th of July on Monday. You gonna marry yourself unto these damn oppressors cookout and have your own version of it. You understand? With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the class. Y'all by Shim Shop rock a thumb to the brothers. Y'all Shamal a thumb by Shim Shop to the sisters. Shalom, Israel.